Hey everyone, this is Gil Servagaro, Do My Life, and today I'm going to be grilling today for my nephew. I wanted to share with you how I made money with chicken, how I make money with food, and how it's an easy but hard business to do, but if you capture it, it's something that can become very profitable for you. Because I was going after the palate and the pocket. I haven't done this in a minute. Today is Peso Monday. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. It is Peso Monday, where we cover topics on how to empower Filipinos, but if you're a foreigner or whatever who is watching, this can potentially empower you as well. And at the end of the day, I want to help people achieve becoming an entrepreneur and acquiring a positive mindset. Peso Mondays is built for individuals like me, people who stand by their integrity, who are hardworking, suffer sometimes from the lack of focus, not academically inclined, and considered big dreamers. If that is you, please consider subscribing. Peso Monday is my way to help out other Filipinos reach their growth, especially with someone that they're looking at who looks like them. So pretty much, this is my way of giving back to the Filipinos, because sometimes when you look at YouTube, you either get, somebody who's not Filipino, you get the ultra successful ones, and you don't really get the in-between person. It's really hard to get the in-between person in the grind, and that's me. At one point, I had to start from zero, and I am nowhere near where I want to be. However, I want to help people, with that and bring them up even higher than me. And that's pretty much it. At the end of this video, I'm going to ask you a very important question that can change my mind and can literally potentially blow your mind. Today, I want to talk about how I have made money with food and how you can too. Many of you know, you can look back through the playlist. I have owned a restaurant. I have owned little canteens, and food. Obviously, everybody needs to eat. Everybody needs to drink. Everybody needs to drink food. Yeah. Everybody needs to drink water, but everybody eats. Most common basic food in the Philippines is chicken and pork and beef, but generally speaking, pork and mostly chicken. So I personally don't eat pork. I serve pork. I don't personally eat pork. So I just wanted to share my intentions of why I went into the food industry and why I think it's been profitable for the past couple of years. So, one, food gets marked up like crazy, right? It's like sometimes 300%, because you have to account for spoilage and other things like that. So, also, food, it's essential, as I said before. You need it. Like today, for example, that's why I'm making this video. I'm making my own version of Mang Inasal. I should have videotaped yesterday, but what I want to focus on was pretty much like what I did. So I'm sharing with you some secrets as far as what I did to serve certain food in my establishments, and it's not like a trade secret really. What I used to do was pretty much look out for certain recipes, right? Look out for certain recipes from Mang Inasal. I'll show you a picture of the one I found, and I tweaked it. And I also found a recipe for barbecue sauce, and I tweaked that as well. So I married the two, or I joined the two. So when I built GP Grill, pretty much what I did was I learned how to make the foundation mix of the Mang Inasal mix, right? And then I learned how to make my twist on barbecue sauce. Marry the two, there you go. Sell a lot. I used to sell a lot, even Tocinos. Certain weeks, I'm talking about 40 pounds a day. 40 kilos a day of Tocino. It's a lot. Because I was going after the palate and the pockets of the Filipinos, the local Filipinos. So that's something that you need to put in your brain. Palate and pockets. Mga Pinoys know already, mga Pinoys, to a degree, maybe if you're living in a rich area, it doesn't matter. But if you're living in an area where it's working class and things like that, because of quantity and the price of what you can get for that price, it always wins. Think about it. Why would you buy a tempura or a fishball for 5 pesos, whatever, when you can go take the same money, buy something a little bit healthier, and you know, it'll probably be better for you, but it always wins. With that in mind, quantity over quality, right? With that in mind, what can you do to make it better that is still feasible for the average Pinoy to purchase your goods, at the same time quench their palate and have in their mouth a variation of, oh wow, this stuff is really good, or it's different? Because if you don't understand the Filipino mindset, and whether you guys want to admit it or not, Filipinos are very fickle when it comes to food. New food, I'm saying, not old food. Filipinos love Filipino food. That's why calendarias, canteens do a lot better than restaurants to a degree, because Filipinos got, you know, it's Filipino food. But if you can have a quick variation of it, little difference of it, not too far from what they're used to, you might have a hit. Because I tried it and it worked for me. My barbecue chicken, literally I sell anywhere between, and this is a small spot, 30 to 60 kilos a week, and it didn't even cost me that much money. This chicken right here that I'm cooking today, right, in the Philippines might at best cost you 30 pesos with all the ingredients and all those things. 30 pesos, 40 pesos, and you sell it for 95. And if you're in a decent place, 105, 115. I don't know what the rates are now in the Philippines, but that's what I would go for. The same chicken I sold in Bacong, in the little canteen, sold for 65. Same chicken in GP Grill, I sold for 95. And mind you, it's reverse. It costs more money to go to Bacong logistically for the truck to deliver it versus Dumaguete. Understanding the market is very important, right? Staying competitive is very important, right? Understanding your competition, what varies with them, what is their taste profile. You go out there and eat it, it all tastes the same, honestly, to be honest with you. All of that stuff tastes the same to me. That's why before even opening up the places, I used to eat at Mang Inasal. There was Uncle something near my place. There was like 3 or 4 competitors in my area that served this chicken. 1, it was very dry. 2, very common, which is good and bad. 3, it was just missing something. It just wasn't there for me. Hopefully you don't get offended by this. The problem is Filipinos like to replicate but don't deviate, right? They like to replicate but don't deviate. So that's why you see kiosk business go left and right and go boom, because then after a while it goes down, because Filipinos are very fickle with new things. They'll taste it for 6 months and then leave for the next best thing. Can you create a product that is long lasting, like a Mang Inasal, like a Jollibee, certain foods, a Jollibee Chowking? Well, that goes with marketing, that goes with money, but you can't beat like barbacoa. You can't beat certain foods like nilatang baka in Bisaya, or it's like the stewed beef. Can't beat it. It's just, what can you do to deviate from the foundation product and still make it good? I did what I could do to produce this chicken. I did what I could do to produce a lempo. I did everything seasoning wise or whatever. I had good profit margins, because how much salt are you really using? How much pepper are you really using? How much ingredients are you really using? It's very menial. Problem is with Pinoys, I find, is that they're too focused. They're too focused on the pennies, right? They don't have pennies, so I guess centavos. Penny pinch too much. It's penny pinching too much. If you are going to be an entrepreneur, you got to take the risk. If you fail or pass, it is what it is. You just got to take the risk. I'll tell you right now, without going too deep into it, a couple of years ago, I probably lost over 300,000 pesos, and that's on one investment. I lost it. Right now, I stand to lose potentially 5 million plus pesos on an investment that I made. It is what it is. My point is, when you have the belief that your product is the bomb or the shit, you better go for it and deviate, market, do what you gotta do. The point of this thing is me cooking chicken Inasal today. So I'm gonna show you some of the cooking B-roll and stuff like that, how it turned out. Pretty much, I got about 20 pounds of chicken, so about 10 kilos, right? 20 pounds of chicken. I mix it with, and this is just for more of you guys who wanna try it out. This is the chicken right here. All nice, smells amazing. Let's see what happens. mixed it with lemongrass or tanglad, pepper, cayenne pepper, a little bit of curry in there, brown sugar, bottle of Sprite. What else have I got in there? I also put concentrated lemon juice, suka, vinegar, white vinegar. If I was in the Philippines, I would put a coconut vinegar in there, but don't have coconut vinegar here. Minced onions, minced garlic. That's what the ingredients call for. Mix it up a little bit. Put some onions in there. A lot of stuff in there, man. A lot of stuff. Chopped it all up. Dug it into the mix of the marinade. I'll show you later right now. I'll show you once I open it up and stuff like that. The basting sauce, oil. Put some red pepper, black pepper, salt, a little bit more. I'll put some butter in there. A lot of things went in there. Now, you'll see how it turns out. What would you pay for this particular food, right? Pretty much that's my spiel today. As far as creating profit from food. It doesn't cost that much, right? Because literally, how much is a grill? You know what I'm saying? How much is a grill? Even if you get a permit, get a small business license for a permit to put down there in the street as your mayor or whatever, you can start cooking there. Because if the product is good, right, the price is good, if people can get it in quantity, you might have a hit on your hands. So just a small backstory on why I went to the food industry is because I realized that one, there's just a lot of food competition, right? And it was the capital to put into it very, very low compared to, this is very different from running a restaurant. Restaurant takes a lot of bread, but you're talking about canteen guy on the side, it doesn't take that much. It just doesn't. Think about this. Put this in perspective. Some Filipinos spend 50 to 100 pesos a day on load. In 30 days, at 50 pesos, what is that? 1.5. At 100, that's 3,000 pesos. So you cannot tell me you're complaining about you don't have no money, because you're finding means to get this load, right? So doing the same means, taking care of all the other stuff, saving that money up for a grill, and then saving up for another month to get the chicken, saving up another, you might start with 10 pieces of chicken at first. Don't be afraid to start because you don't have what your competitors have. Because if the quality is right, like I said, the quality is right, the price is right, you're going to have people eat there. Because at the end of the day, once you deviate and have a little twist on whatever you're offering, at the end of the day, if you had 20 pieces, you take that profit, you might have 30 or 40 pieces the next day, right? So, and many Filipinos know this already. Don't pay yourself for a while. Constantly reinvest in that little business. The small barbecue grill might turn into a canteen, and the canteen might turn into a restaurant. So you got to start somewhere. Don't be afraid to the point where you're giving yourself excuses. You're talking yourself out of your own successes. Like, oh no, it just costs too much money. Mahal. It's too mahal. I can't do it. It's too mahal. You have to understand. And I always use this story as a backdrop to drive and ambition. Henry C., owner of Shoe Mart, SM, he started SM Shoe Mart, a shoe store, and look at it now, right? And I would like to add that when you throw a very, very small rock in the ocean or in any water source, what happens? It gets these ripples. It gets bigger and bigger. The problem I find with Pinoys most of the time is, I don't know how to say it in Tagalog, but in Bisaya, sigurista. Sigurista means you have to make sure that you're going to make money. I hate to bust a bubble, but business is not for sure. You got to take those risks. And for those of you who are watching this, whether you're either an established entrepreneur, a continually failing entrepreneur, or someone who is wanting to be an entrepreneur but is afraid, just punch fear in the face. And perfection is never going to happen. What is more important when it comes to business, or it could be in other parts of life as well? speed or perfection? Comment down below and why you think speed or perfection is more important. Once again, this is Gilson Vergara with Doing My Life. I'm gonna be cooking. I hope this video brought you some type of value. I hope it was informative, and I apologize if I can't speak Tagalog, but you guys are very proficient in English already. You know, you don't need that. So yeah, thank you so much. Take care. Bye.